Today I want to talk about gesso for a minute. Actually, I just want to complain about how I ran out of it last night. And I'm really too cheap to go buy anymore because gesso is kind of expensive. I know you can get some online. Dick Blake has some that's pretty cheap, but you have to buy like the whole gallon thing to get the really good price. And I don't think I need that much gesso right now. Well, I do need kind of a lot because I'm in sort of this creative frenzy, I guess you'd say. I'm totally sympathetic towards sharks when they accidentally eat each other during a feeding frenzy. You know, I get it. I understand. If my daughter got in my way right now, I think she would find herself decoupaged to a journal cover. I'm pretty sure she would. It'd be bad. But anyway, I'm in this just kind of obsessive creative mode right now, and I ran out of gesso. And instead of buying some more, because I'm really cheap and don't like to do that, I thought I might try making some. Okay, I Googled how to make gesso, and I was traumatized by what I read because I didn't understand it. It had stuff, like I figured I could use plaster Paris. I have that on hand. That would be so awesome if I could use that. Yes, you can use that in homemade gesso. But the recipes I was finding called for slaking the plaster of Paris. I don't even know what that means. And it's just this long, drawn-out, complicated process of soaking the plaster and draining off the water several times until it quits heating up, and then you dry it out, and then you grate it up, and then you mix it with glue. It was just way too much effort. Recently, I've been making my own chalk paint. And this is related to the gesso. I didn't just change subjects like I sometimes do. And chalk paint is easy. I found the recipe online, I think maybe on Pinterest or something. I can't even remember who originally posted it. But you mix equal amounts of plaster of Paris with hot water. Dissolve it, stir it up, dissolve it really good, and then mix that with 3 times as much paint, whatever paint you want to use. So it's 1 part dissolved plaster of Paris to 3 parts paint. Easy, right? And that actually, if you mix it wrong, which, you know, I've done many times, it gets really thick and chalky, and it feels kind of like gesso. So I thought, well, maybe I can just take what I learned from some of those gesso recipes, combine it with the chalk paint recipe, and see what I come up with. And here's what I came up with. This works great. I think if you do like a lot of fine art and you have paintings and stuff and like galleries, and this is not for you. This is more for those of us who just need to slap it on as a primer for stuff. This is, let's just call this mixed media gesso. There we go. These I just did a little while ago. This is 1 coat. You don't get absolute complete coverage with 1 coat of this homemade gesso, but you don't usually get it with regular gesso either. So, that's fine. Coverage is really good. Texture, it's nice and toothy. It feels great. Feels like good gesso. I don't know how it sands. I haven't tried sanding it because I don't really have much of a need to do that. So I don't know how that would work. But you know what? If that was my watered down last drops of gesso from last night. Yeah, pretty pathetic. But, if you just need a good primed surface and cheap gesso, this might be the solution. Now, I don't know how this compares price-wise to buying gesso, because this that I made was free for me because I already had all the stuff on hand. Might be different for you. So you can see pretty good coverage for just 1 coat. Not bad, huh? Okay, my battery signal is flashing, so I'm going to change my battery, and then I'll show you how to mix this up. Okay, all better. While I'm complaining, I could also include that I just broke my tripod. It's the little thing that keeps my camera from swiveling back and forth. That could be a problem. Okay, I'll put that on my to-do list. Things to fix. Gesso. Here's what you need. if you're going to make it like I made it, and you might find a better way, but okay, this is working for me, so I'll show you what I did. You need some paint, and this is, okay, I don't know if I can, I don't want to spill it. This is just the little container that I use to keep leftover bits of paint in, and this one was sort of a, it's an off-white with kind of a greenish cast, which is fine. I don't really care what color it is, as long as it's kind of white-ish, you know, I'm good. So you need some paint, you need some hot water, you need some plaster of Paris. You can get, this is of course a big bucket, you need the dry powder kind. I don't know if it comes in different kinds, but just make sure that's what you get. You can, you know, get a small container if you want to try it out and not commit to anything. And then you're going to need some white glue. And yeah, I got the big one. Any kind of white glue, Elmer's, PVA, whatever. That's what you need. You're going to take, just like you were making chalk paint, you take your plaster Paris. I'll show you what it looks like if you've not ever played with it before. See? It's just a fine powder. You're going to mix, it doesn't matter how much, just mix an equal amount of plaster of Paris with hot water. Let's say a half a cup. So half a cup plaster of Paris, half a cup hot water, stir it up real good so it's dissolved. Got that? Okay, good. Now you're going to mix in probably about the same amount of glue. I didn't measure, I just poured. Let's say a half a cup of glue. So half a cup of plaster of Paris, a half a cup of hot water, and a half a cup of white glue. Mix all that up together. Then you're going to take your plaster of Paris glue mixture and combine it with your paint. Okay, I didn't measure that either. Let's do the chalk paint ratio 3:1. So if you mixed half a cup of your plaster of Paris, water, and glue, then let's mix it with 3 times as much paint, which would be a cup and a half, right? Yeah, I don't do math, so we'll say that's right. I think that's right. So mix it 3:1. Just stir it up real good, and it'll be about the consistency of pudding. Kind of thick. There's your gesso. Okay, I made this like this morning, so how well does it keep? I don't know. Does it get thicker over time? I don't know. You know, I can't answer any of those questions yet. All I know is, for right now, this is working good. It didn't cost me anything because I had all the stuff already. And I think even if you have to go out and buy all the stuff, in the long run, you're going to be better off. I think it'll be cheaper. And it works great. It's, okay, my brush is all wet, but let's dry this off. It goes on smooth. It dries fast. It covers well. What more could you ask for? Yeah. Nice, huh? So, whoops. There's your free tip for the day on how to make your own gesso without having to consult Wikipedia to figure out what the heck it means to slake your plaster of Paris. I don't even know what that is. Who does that? Who needs that? I don't know. There you have it. And I'll show you. I usually zap mine with the heat gun. Okay, there we go. All dry, ready to go. Feels good. DIY gesso. And I'm excited about this because I desperately need gesso for my next project, which I'll show you. Not that I've finished any of my other ones, but, you know, why finish something before you can move on to something new? That's crazy talk. I bought this years ago, like probably 10, off a clearance rack at a bookstore. Paid maybe a couple dollars for it. It says Entertaining the Mick Wright Way, and it's sort of a party planner book. And if you don't know who Mick Wright is, you just need to go to their website immediately. They make greeting cards and stationery type stuff using vintage photographs and funny captions. Kind of like Ann Tainer. Excuse me. Actually, a lot like Ann Tainer. I consider them sort of like the grandfather to Ann Tainer, because as far as I know, they've been around a lot longer, even though Ann Tainer's a lot more popular, I think. So I bought this book, and I bought it because I don't really need it for a lot of party planning, but it has all of these fabulous little pouches and things already attached. Look at that, little envelopes and doodahs, plenty of space to write, more pouches. This is awesome. Cooking equivalents. 1 cup of milk equals 1 cup of vodka. You know, it's funny things like that. Obviously, I don't really need these entertaining deals, but I need these pockets and pouches. I need a kind of a planner, a creative planner folder thing, because I have all of these ideas in my head of stuff that I want to do. I don't have time to do them all. I've given myself until July 15th to get over this frenzy. You know, I'm going to be in frenzy mode until July 15th, and then I'm going to have to slow down and go to the grocery store, for Pete's sake. I got nothing in my house. So I've got until then to obsess. So after the obsession is over, I'm going to have to slow down, and I don't want to lose track of all these ideas that I've got floating around in my head, so I wanted some kind of a journal to write them down in. You know, make drawings, stick little templates in or whatever. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. These pages, I think I'm going to leave them just like they are, and maybe use that as the basic design theme. You know, I like the colors, I like the look. I think I'm just going to go with that. But as far as everything else, you know, some of the pages are gonna need to be gessoed, and the cover as well. I don't really want to keep the cover like it is. So, oh look, I think I'll just gesso that right now. Anyway, this is my next project to help me keep up with my projects, because you need a project to keep up with your projects, right? You will just have to stay tuned to see how this turns out. And I hope you try the gesso. If you do, let me know how it worked for you. If you come up with something better, let me know that too. Okay. Now here's our awkward ending. The end.